A powerful force is rising up in Britain today. It is the working class. Working class people, organised in trade unions, are fighting back against the government's austerity cuts.
The only alternative at the moment is the trade union movement. There just is no other voice in this country who's prepared to speak up for the workers. There just isn't.
But our battle needs a political voice. I'm Alex Gordon, President of the National Union of Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers, RMT. I'm heading up the list of candidates for the Trade Unionist and Socialist coalition, standing in the May elections for the Greater London Assembly. Ordinary Londoners shouldn't have to pay for the crisis created by the bankers and big business. TUSC says we want real jobs. TUSC candidates are standing for election to say no to all cuts. TUSC defends public services and the workers who deliver them. The Trade Unionist and Socialist coalition is standing in this election to offer an alternative to the policies of cuts and privatisation put forward by all the main parties. The Trade Unionist and Socialist coalition are leading trade unionists and socialists who have a consistent record of opposing privatisation and cuts. One of our candidates is Ian Lehair.
Ian Lee here, Fire Brigade Union Executive Council Member for London Region and professional firefighter. I'm standing as a candidate for TUSC because I think it's about time that there was an alternative voice for the working class person that the mainstream parties seem to have forgotten. All of those mainstream parties are looking at cuts, they're looking to privatise, outsource public sector work, and the Fire Brigade's no different.
The bankers caused the crisis, the government bailed them out, and now they want us to pay for it. TUSC says, make the banks and big business pay for their crisis.
In London, as a London Fire Brigade, we've seen outsourcing like we've never seen before. We've seen our fleet of fire engines now owned by a private contractor. We've seen our training department now being outsourced to a private contractor, and we're now seeing control staff outsourced to a private contractor. This really only means that the only provision that's left to privatise or outsource is us, the firefighters. And I think that that will lead to a public safety issue.
The government and local authorities are closing essential public services and outsourcing them to greedy privateers.
Last night, the hugely unpopular and deeply flawed Health and Social Care Bill went through Parliament. Now we could take this, it is a very bleak day for NHS users and workers, and it's a huge social injustice. However, we must be clear that the fight is far from over. The reforms are not necessary. The NHS, according to the OECD, is one of the most cost-efficient healthcare systems in the world.
TUSC says fully funded public services for all, no to cuts.
There's no way that we should allow private contractors to put private profit in front of public safety, and that's where I think we're going to now. And that's why, as a TUSC candidate, I think it's important we speak up and oppose any type of privatisation or outsourcing in the public sector to the private sector.
When they say cut back, we say fight back. Cut back, fight back. Cut back, fight back. Cut back.
My name's April Ashley. I'm an assistant branch secretary for Southern Unison, and I'm a black members rep on the Unison National Executive Council. And why I'm here today is to give solidarity greetings from Southern Unison to the teachers and lecturers on strike to defend their pensions. Southern Unison wishes that this was part of a nationally coordinated industrial action like on November the 30th.
Austerity policies of governments across Europe are leading a race to the bottom. We oppose the policy of divide and rule. TUSC says equality for all, no to racism. The government wants to force young people into compulsory work, unpaid or for less than the national minimum wage. TUSC says jobs with a living wage for all. Students are fighting the abolition of the education maintenance allowance and the increases in student fees that mean education is becoming a privilege for the well-off. TUSC says education is a right, not a privilege, and should be free to all. Skyrocketing rents and homelessness are the results of housing policies driven by property speculation and profit. TUSC says affordable homes for all. The government has wasted billions of pounds on tube privatisation, and now Boris Johnson wants to pay for it with public transport workers' jobs. TUSC says cheap, efficient and safe public transport for all. If you want a fighting alternative to austerity cuts, privatisation and job losses, vote for the Trade Unionist and Socialist coalition in the London-wide elections on Thursday the 3rd of May.